let's move on because I really want to get into these four things that you've built. I think they're just really clever and address some really valuable parts of your sales process. But I wanted to ask you, just before you built this, do you remember the pain point, the struggle, the whatever that you were going through with BLD that kind of pushed you to make this stuff? Like what inspired you to get cracking on this and build out what you have?
Totally. So Ryan, my husband and I are newer owners of this company. So we bought an established company. And the company that we bought had no brand identity. I mean, the website basically just said, hey, we do anything landscaping and we want everyone to call us. And that's just really a recipe for disaster, when you're not really focusing in on who your ideal client is and what type of projects you want to do. And so, I did a lot of research across the board of like, who's our competitors? What is their branding like? And I found, there's a good mix of like very high level, big project type contractors, landscape contractors. And then there's always like the guys that are like two guys in a truck,
Right.
that have like no website, right? And where we fit is right there kind of smack dab in the middle. And that's the company we bought. But I was like, okay, how do we convey that in a way that makes sense? It's like I knew I wanted to like come across as being friendly and approachable to our customers, but also be very specific as to who we're targeting and what type of projects, right? So I think the first thing that made sense to develop was really scrapping the website and starting, with a brand new website targeting those people. Next, once you kind of figure out who you are and who you're trying to attract, then it's like, I need to make all my resources look the same. So it's like, I need my Twitter and my Facebook and my Instagram and blah, 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 blah. I need it all to look consistent, same colors, same messaging, same logo, because you don't want customers to be confused when they find you. You want it to be very clear that they're landing on your spot.
Totally. Yeah. Like
So
there's enough skepticism already. They're actually on some level, like looking for a mistake or an error or a reason to say, oh, this is a fake company, or this is not, this isn't the level of professionalism that we're looking for. So that consistency with little things where it's like, if you use like the color purple in some of your, like on your website, it's the exact same color of purple that needs to be in the sales folder. Not a little bit off, like the exact same one. So that, I'm using colors as an example, but the font you use, the tone of voice and the copyright, all of that stuff needs to be uniform from top of funnel to bottom. I think it's just to summarize what you're saying there.
totally. And let me give you an actual very real situation as to the value of the importance of this right now. So our company name is Boulder Landscape and Design. Very key words for our area, right? So it's like, people will be looking at like Boulder landscape and they're really just looking for like landscaping Boulder. Here nor there. I have it's not even a competitor, a fake website that is using our brand name and trying to steal our customers. It's a legal battle, but whatever. And I think having my logo everywhere, my branding everywhere and everything, that way people don't get confused if they're going to this fake company or if they're landing on my resource.
Right.
So it's like, it's definitely, there's so many facets as to the importance of having this dialed in.
So, but you guys were basically experiencing this, I don't know if you'd call it an identity crisis as a business, but you'd bought this thing and then you as the new owner do have to go through the exercise of like, who are we, right? And who do we work with? And that prompted the build out of, you mentioned your website, but also these 4 documents we're going to discuss in a second here. Is that fair to say? That was the driving force that kind of inspired you to do this?
Totally. It's like, let's just create a consistent brand across the board, and then let's come up with some resources that help really reiterate that messaging. So yeah.
So let's get into the meaty part here. Let's talk about these 4 things you've created. There's a please correct me if I call these the wrong thing, but there's a pre-estimate email. There is a consultation folder that's used actually at the estimate or design meeting. There's another thing on my notes here. It's sort of like the what to expect between now and the project start document. And then there's a post-project care package. So these are 4 examples, guys, of really great pieces of sales collateral that are not particularly difficult to make, that are going to support your sales team, set expectations more uniformly, and just sort of make your overall life a lot easier as a business owner. By the way, before we go in, if you're listening to this, you want to check out a few examples of these. We're going to, may not do all of them, but we'll give a few examples of these exact pieces that Jamie's built, so that you can see them with your own eyes and hopefully be inspired to build your own. Those will be in the link in the description. So let's go through these top to bottom. Do we want to start with a pre-estimate email?
Totally, because that's where the customer journey kind of, when they interact with us, that's where they kick off and start. So we always have.
Listen, if you like that clip, you can watch the full episode by clicking here. If you're not yet subscribed, you probably should be, and you can do that by clicking right here.